Hey guys! So today we are answering a subscriber question. And the question in question is, Frederick, when you fail a technical interview, how do you keep yourself from feeling bad? So let's get into it. Well, this is a very fortunate question because I've never failed one, so I don't have to deal with that. So what I want you to take away from... Oh, sorry, no. Of course. I'm joking. I have failed technical interviews. Not for the same reason that I think that this person is asking this question, because a lot of people think that the only way to fail a technical interview is that you don't have the coding skills, but there's actually quite a few things that doesn't really, can go wrong. And a good example is that I failed an interview because I was a bad culture fit. I had the skills, but I was a bad culture fit. Now you may ask, why would I fail a culture fit? I mean, I'm a lovely person, we all know that, right? But how could I do such a thing? Well, it's very simple, because the way that I am, the way that I behave and so forth, doesn't fit into every context. It might fit very well in, say, a startup, but if you're a very conservative, business-minded consultancy, where you're not so interested in social interaction, you're basically just very interested in a very specific type of person, high level of professionalism, all that good stuff, can do the job, can be sold as a commodity. That's a very different type of organization, now is it? Now isn't it? So what I do when I've failed an interview is to remind myself that it doesn't really matter. Because I have spent enough time to prepare myself, and I've taken enough interviews, and I've had enough offers and so forth within this industry, that I actually know that the skills that I have are relevant. The thing that makes, at least in my world, being rejected from something, that's part of growing up. You will be rejected for stuff. There are a lot of people who get very defensive, especially freelancers and self-taught developers. In my experience, they get a little bit touchy when we talk about the value of a official education versus being self-taught. And that is the sensation of that you're not good enough. You don't have what it takes to be part of this awesome group of whoever's. There are always these hierarchies to all of this stuff, right? And guys, I hate to tell you this, but there are quite a lot of stuff that you don't have you don't have what it takes to be part of that. I will never be an Olympic athlete. Doesn't matter how much I feel that that's unfair. It's not going to happen. Nor will I be a bunch of other stuff. You don't see me crying about it. I wasn't born a billionaire. I don't cry about that either. And you should have kind of the same mindset. You have the cards that you have been dealt since birth. Now it's up to you to play those cards as well as you can. That's always my motto. You can only do so much. Focus on the things that you can actually do something about. If you're ugly as fuck, there's nothing you can do about that, but you can still go to the gym. So that's my mindset anyway. Always focus on what you can affect and what actions you can actually take. What you can actually take an action on. Keep moving in some direction, because it's always better than just sitting down and feeling sorry about yourself. At least in my world. Every now and then, I need to break down as well, as any person. I sit down, I cry about it, and I feel sorry for myself, and I feel like, let's be honest here, I think that we can all agree that the world is a little bit tougher on me than everybody else. Now, isn't it? And sometimes I need to get that off my chest. I need to sit in a corner and cry and feel like I don't deserve this. And then after I'm done feeling sorry about myself, I get up and I remember that I only have two choices, always. And these are the only two choices anybody has. You can move, or you can stay where you are. Move or stay. Move or stay. Those are your options. You can keep on going somewhere, or you can start moving somewhere, or you can just sit down and wait for something to change. And in my experience, it's very rarely the case that somebody comes around the corner and hands you free stuff. So usually I try to go out and fetch them myself. And that's where it comes back to and we come back to this idea I said in the beginning of this little rant, why it doesn't matter. Because the demand for software developers is so massive that you could search for jobs pretty much globally, and you will, just by playing the numbers game, you're sooner or later going to find somewhere to work. It usually doesn't take that many it doesn't take that much from you. At least not for me. I can't speak for you guys, but for me, the path through my career so far has been very rewarding. For me, it's been very easy to find potential employers and companies. I've had quite a lot of options to pick from. But that also comes back to this idea, as I said before. I know that I have the skills. I'm not the smartest guy around. Trust me, there's plenty of people with much fancier CVs and job titles and a bunch more experience, but I don't have to be the best in order to feel secure in that I have the skills in order to find a job, because I've already tested that. I know that. It might have been a different story if I was ill-equipped. That's the thing that you need to make sure yourself. Make sure that you have what it takes in order to work in this industry, and that you have a good understanding of the expectations on you. Otherwise, you're basically just smashing your head against a wall and not really understanding why you're not getting through. So what I want you to take away from this is that the way that I deal with failing a technical interview is that I understand that I am not a perfect human being. There are plenty of stuff that I am not good enough to be part of. And that's not just in software development, that's just life, if you will. And I feel sorry for myself like everybody else. You feel shitty a little while. And then when you don't feel so shitty, you remember that you only ever have two choices. You can sit and cry, or you can get up and start moving towards the next thing. And luckily in software development, there's quite a few job providers out there. So odds are that you're going to find another company that is going to accept you. Have a great day.